All right, sticking it to the man Sunday night, even though you'll probably be seeing this on Wednesday. So what we're going to go over today is we're going to start right on the beginning here with Boldin in my front page screen. What we're going to cover today is required minimum distributions and how Boldin, you can help Boldin to manage your plan. Now, in the old Boldin, I noticed it never seemed to be able to help me. So I was just noticing, I was looking at some income and expenses and stuff, and I was noticing a lot of the required minimum distributions. So it reminded me that Boldin is really good at this. But every time I would do it, it wouldn't give me any suggestions. So I thought, let's go try it again, and it seems to be working and helping me. So I thought, let's go ahead and do this, and I'll show you what I got. So first of all, let's start with some basics, right? That you already know about me. What do you know? You know, I've got I got to cover health insurance from 62 to 65 or 64. No, 61 to 64. I got to cover my wife and I. So we've already covered in a video how I got to pull down some Roth conversions just to deal with that. So let's go in and look at that real quick. That's under money flows. Makes sense, right? You're moving money from one area to another. And we can take a look. So here's the first one. This is where I'm going from Steve's IRA to Steve's Roth IRA. Bang. And so, and this is where I'm taking it from a Roth IRA and sticking it into savings. So your first question you may ask, well, why you stick it into savings? And you can see it's 4 transfers. The reason why is because from 62 to 64, I want to get my income low, right? And so I have to kind of trick Boldin into doing that. So Boldin has its own custom order, which is really cool. Let's see. And we'll get into that in a second, what the order is. Is it rate assumptions or is it money? Let's see. Or is it money flows? Hold on. Withdrawal order. It's right here. So this is the withdrawal order. And I think this is a fairly reasonable withdrawal order for me, but there are a certain time of the year, particularly in between, not time of the year, but certain periods in my life between 62 and 64, where I really need it. I need my income to look low. So the best way I can get them to, instead of pretending to withdraw from Roth IRA, which is 6, what I need to do in Boldin is say, listen, I'm going to take what was in my Roth IRA, and for those 4 years, I'm going to transfer those monies to savings, which is one of the first 2 to be drawn down. So that's how I can kind of pseudo control the order. So that's what you're going to see here. You're going to see, let's collapse this guy. You're going to see in these transfers that, first of all, I go from the IRA to the Roth IRA, so it'll calculate all taxes and stuff for those years. And then starting in January 2028 to 2031, I'm going to go from Steve's Roth IRA to savings. And because savings is at the top of the order, Boldin's going to take them first. So that's how I can kind of control my own rate. So the only reason I'm showing you this is because I'm going to be in these Roth conversions during this demo. So number 1. Strongest point about Boldin, scenario management. Awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I want to keep this plan safe and intact, is I want to copy it. So that's what I'm going to do. Go to scenario manager, and you'll see I've done this already to try this, to see what would happen. Duplicate scenario. We're going to call this, Roths on YouTube, whatever. And this is cool. Like this makes you feel so comfortable just doing whatever the heck you want. You're probably not going to break anything. So I'm going to hit this, go to scenario. Okay, now, as opposed to before when I had to do a bunch of guessing and stuff for Right Capital, which, still love Right Capital, but this is what's cool about Boldin, is I'm going to cruise in here. And I'm going to go into their Explorers, or not Explorers, maybe Insights, somewhere in here. I thought it was Explorer. Yeah, here we go. Roth Conversion Explorer. And there's a bunch, I'm just making you aware of this so that you kind of know how it works. But obviously, there's going to be different options you can take and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and say, where do I want my pre-tax accounts? Where do I want my Roth conversions when I pull them out? Where do I want them to go into? So I want them to go into Steve's Roth IRA. I'm going to go for, right now, I'm going to go for the lowest lifetime tax liability. And what I found is when I did the lowest lifetime tax liability, I never went above my IRMA brackets. So, but you could play around with some of these. Highest estate value. You guys have kind of seen me. I'm not too super concerned about this. Maybe when I get a little later, because I really want to spend. Like if we start making more money, I'm not kidding. Like I want to spend it. I'm going to leave a reasonable amount to my kids, but I want to have some good times. Um, Tax bracket limit, not so worried about that. I could probably figure that out. But this is what I'm really kind of looking for: is how can I lower my tax liabilities? Is it okay to pay the tax liability of Roth conversions with converted funds? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, that's kind of how I'm going to have to do it. This is a great question because when I withdraw from my Roths, I don't have that much cash sitting around. I do, but I need it to cover healthcare and stuff like that. So I'm going to say yes, it's okay to pull it from the conversion itself. I actually love that. Would you like to set a specific start and stop age for conversions? So I want to choose a range, right? Because I can't do my conversions between the ages of 62 and 64 because if I do all these Roth conversions between those ages, it's going to make my income go up and then I'm going to get totally screwed on the medical stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a range. Okay, so I'm going to say, listen, I'm okay to start at 65. Now, hopefully, it'll still keep me below the IRMA, but you'll see. And I'm going to stop. I don't know. I don't see any real reason to stop too far along the line here. Let's just see what we save. We're just doing this for fun. There's a degree of messing around you need to do in this thing. So let's just go 65 to, I don't know, 75. So now it's going to calculate that for me. So this is kind of cool, right? It's saying um, the current plan, you'll see here's my two current Roth conversions. And the way it sucks about this is I think it's going to take these off the table when I tell it to apply it. So the optimized plan, it has me doing these conversions from, what's interesting is they take it from Beth's instead of my IRA. And my IRA should be bigger. So I'm not quite sure what their methodology is, but that's okay. Sometimes it's like Google Maps. You just got to believe it and then take a look. So this is the optimized plan. It says, hey, savings value at longevity, which is 5,168,000 versus 4,644,000. So that's great. They also show you somewhere in here, like this is the conversion plan. Yeah, that's fine. Optimized plan, current plan. So these are just your projected account balances. So I think I'm good with that. If we were to interpret this, uh, the effective tax rate, lifetime effective federal tax rate, that's interesting. It actually says my tax rate without optimization is 12.97, with optimization is 13.03. So I guess I'm kind of playing a gambling game here a little bit, right? Because it's saying if taxes go up, this will be a good thing because I'll be doing the Roth conversions. But if I just let it rip now, it does look like I'm going to pay a little more in taxes, which I'm kind of okay with. So it'll show you the tax liability. It'll show you if you have any IRMA fees. Now this was kind of weird. See, I had no IRMA fees. So that means I never went beyond the Medicare premium, even with the Roth conversions being put out so far. But for some reason, right here at the end, I do. And it could be because this is where I die. And so this is the widow's tax trap, which we'll play around with again. But if I die, when I die at 89, she goes to single and then so it probably pops up. But that's only 1 year. That may be the tax liability too that they're talking about. It gets higher here from 5 to 9. So maybe that's some of what they're talking about. So the IRMA fees, it actually says I'm going to have less IRMA fees, but that's just because of the 1 year. I really don't get hit with Medicare premiums that much because I'm not ever making that much money. I'm not. Let me redefine. I'm not rich. I'm still doing great. I mean, compared to most people in the world. Um, so this brings down the required minimum distributions. Now I'm kind of looking for that, right? Because the less required minimum distributions I can have, that's less money that gets forced into the tax bracket if I die or if Beth dies. So generally, I think that's a good thing. Period. So that's good. It brings down my RMDs by almost 700,000, which I think is awesome. And we look at the comparison table view, right? And this is just going through, how much you're going to take down. This is the tax liabilities, optimize IRMA, blah, 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 blah. I don't think I'm going to pull too much out of that. Um, So let's do this. Let's see what happens. And this is what's so fantastic about Boldin, right? My original plan is safe and intact. So if this just sends me into Never Never Land, I'm okay. So I'm going to say apply to scenario. It's going to say here's what's going to do, and here's one of the issues you're going to have to be careful of. It says remove all transfers from pre-tax accounts to Roth accounts. So essentially, what it's doing, which I don't want it to do that, but I'm going to have to put them back, is you're going to see it's going to take out my next year and the year after. It's going to take out that $320,000 that I'm putting in there to keep my tax brackets low. So we're going to go ahead and do it. So now you're going to cruise in here. You're already in here, actually. You're in the money flows, and you're going to see the Roth conversions it put in. So it put these Roth conversions, one from my IRA, well, two, and eight from Beth's IRA. So that's really cool. So now let's talk about where do you go to see those transfers, because you're going to need to do those transfers, right? And we'll get into this a little more when I like next year when I have to figure out how to fund all my accounts. Um, the great thing is you only have to do it once a year, right? I'm just going to go out to this screen and say, okay, how much am I taking from where and putting it where? So we're going to go down to, I think it's Savings Insight. And if you go down here, you'll see this is all the different things you have, all the different withdrawals. And you see all these $20,000. Those are my individual vacations. And someone really sharp that was watching made the point that these don't get inflation. One-time entries. I did this all for vacations. And I would still do it, and I'm not going to inflation it. The reason I do the vacations as individual entries is because if we skip one or if I want to add to one, whereas if I do it as a reoccurring, it adds it to all of them. So let's just take a quick look. Let's see if we can find these Roth withdrawals. That's 20. See, and I hate this too. It says shortfall. Shortfall just means you're spending more than your investment income, which I'm perfectly okay with drawing down principal. Let's just see if we can find these. Yeah, here we go. Beth's 403B. So there you go. So this is a transfer. These are the Roths. So if you see, I'm on this year, the Roths are the color green. So that's a Roth conversion there. When are the next ones? You know what's weird? I wish they would make all the accounts the same color. So if it's a transfer from the 403B, the Beth's 403B, they should all be reds. This is kind of weird that it's a different color. See, there's another transfer 403B, but it's orange this time. So I don't know what the methodology is there, but at least you can come in here and let's just say you're at the beginning of the year and you're like, oh, what should I be doing? You're clicking in here and going, okay, here's what I'm doing. Here's all the transfers I'm doing. I'm taking money out of, I'm going to withdraw from my savings, 36,000 bucks. It's just because Beth's working. So the funny thing is, this is about right because Beth's working. I only have to take out like 40 grand. But you'll see what's missing is my Roth conversions are missing. Yeah. Looks like they're putting in some Roth conversions. It's kind of weird. Transfer from Steve's Roth IRA, $42,000. This is what kills me. I don't understand. This is a shortfall. That's fine. Not sure what this Roth IRA is because they shouldn't start until I'm 65. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh no, I know. So what this is, these are just drawdowns because the order of withdrawal is your savings, your excess savings, and then your Roth IRAs. They draw that down. They draw your non-taxable accounts first early. I mean, you could change that order if you wanted. I already showed you where that is, but that seems like a lot. So these are just the regular. Hey, I need this to live, so it's moving. Even though I'm a little surprised it doesn't say shortfall. Because let's just go look. Let's double check real quick. So let's go back to money flows and let's just look at transfers and see what we got here. So this is January 2028. So that's 3 years. Oh no, this is okay. Okay, U61. It must have kept, it's funny. It kept the spending side of it because whenever you do, this is my healthcare stuff. That's what it's doing. It's transferring from the Roth IRA to savings. That's because I want to spend down what I put in the Roth just for healthcare. Problem is, what if I haven't done it? It deleted that Roth transfer. So let's just add it real quickly in. So it's going to be over 2 years. So it's going to come from my Roth since I know I'll have enough in there. It's going to go to savings, right? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. That's wrong. It's going to go from my IRA because that's taxed. And then it's going to go into my Roth IRA. So for 2 years, I'm going to be putting money away. And then for 4 years, I'm going to be withdrawing it. So my total transfer, I only have 2 years to do this. So it's going to be 160 each transfer. It's going to be annually. It's going to start January of next year. So let's just go January. It's actually going to start when I'm 50. If you want to be technical about it, it's going to be when I'm 59 and a half because I could get penalized if I do it before then. And then I'm going to do it annually. And the stop age is going to be when I turn, it'll be 61. Let's see if it does it right. So July, it'll do it 26th. Oh, no, I only want 2 of them. So I got to do it till 27. So we're going to go December of 2027. We're going to do it annually, and let's see what we get. Let's see, is that right? No. January, June of 20 to November 2040. I must have clicked the wrong thing. All right, hold on. Let's fix this. That's kind of weird. It says to November of 20. Oh, wait, what's this? What's this? What is this? What's this transfer amount? Here, let's delete this. I don't know. Oh, is this one of the carryovers? Oh, no, this is a 72. This is the one they put in. That's interesting. I don't remember putting this in. That's very interesting. And when is it? It's December. This is December 2027. July of. Here, let's try this. Let's try January, even though I'm really not doing it in January. Let's try January 2026 to December of 2027. I don't see any other ones that are that date. 73, 72. I don't even know what those are. We'll have to take a look at those later. That must have been what they put in. So 4 plan. Oh, because this is to 2040. All right, that's fine. So it should just be putting in 320,000. Why? I'm just trying, and that's those other 2. I don't know what those other 2 are. I'm going to leave them for now, though. Oh, I know why. Because they're probably from my IRA. Yeah. Okay, that's why. Okay. That's because they're from my IRA. So it actually put the 2 last ones are also from my IRA that Boldin said I should do. So I had to put this back. I had to put mine back, the 320,000, because I'm going to put it in for healthcare, and then I'm going to take it out during these for year 2028, 2029, 2030, and 31 when I turn 64 in 11 months before I turn 65. Okay, so let's see what the result of that is. Let's go back to savings. And there's one last thing I want to show you. It's kind of cool. Withdrawals. Oh, so there they are again. So mine are back. There's my 160,000 from Steve's IRA. I so prefer withdrawals and additions and stuff like that. We'll take a look at this. There's the other one. See, this is contribution. So we should see this in here. And there we see it, right? The contributions here. Steve's Roth IRA, I'm contributing 160,000 for in these 2 years. So that's great. That's all working. So it seems to be working fine. Now, here's what's so cool. Here's probably what we're going to kind of end on. Is at the end of the day, what you want to see is what are the differences between the 2 plans. Now, if I was doing this somewhere else, what would I do? I still may do a degree of this, but the video will go too long. Is you would dump the data. Or if in Right Capital, I would dump the spreadsheets, probably cash flow or something like that. And then I would do VLOOKUPs and do the comparisons. Well, this is what's pretty cool. Like, watch this. So if and anyone who's using Boldin knows this. If you go to Scenario Manager, so this is going to show us, you can compare 2 plans. So I'm going to compare my baseline plan to my Roths on YouTube. And I'm going to say, I wonder if I can compare 3. Oh, look at that. But they should be the same. So if you look at this, now all of a sudden I can kind of look at it. Now, granted, it's kind of a high level, but I can start looking at things like and comparing them without flipping back and forth. So what's my net worth at the end of the plan? This is pretty good. This is a good thing. 5,097,000, even though I'm still a little skeptical of that number, versus 4 million. That's kind of cool. You look down here, average expenses in retirement. So this is a little lower. Now remember, average expenses in retirement, I think, includes taxes. So, that's kind of cool. Not much. I mean, I'm just saving a little bit. I don't know. Seems fine to me. Savings value at longevity. This represents the total savings account. Okay, so I have more. Not quite sure why that is, but sometimes you got to just trust it. Total life income. I guess it's interesting that in my baseline plan, my total life income is more, but my total lifetime spending is higher. I wish I had a quick answer for why that is. And is the difference the same? Total lifetime income. It's kind of interesting. I can spend more. This is the total amount of expenses you are forecasted to pay, including tax payments. So maybe my taxes are a little higher because I'm doing the Roth conversions up front. Lifetime tax, I'm paying more taxes, which makes sense because I'm paying. Oh, no. Look at this. I'm paying less taxes. I wonder if they build something in where taxes just gradually increase, because that kind of doesn't make any sense, right? My lifetime taxes should be lower. I guess if I'm bumping myself into a tax bracket because of these RMDs, let's go take a look at that. So anyhow, the point is I'm just showing you this, right? This is just so cool. But let's just go back. Let's look at the tax thing. Let's launch this. There should be taxes. So this is the taxes. I wish there should be a tax bracket. Somewhere in here it should show me a tax bracket. See, it shows me the amounts, but that's not really what I want to know. I want to know the tax brackets that I'm in. Taxable by source, taxes. Maybe there's another thing for taxes up here. They must. I know I saw one with percentages. Like what? Oh, here it is. This is the tax brackets that I'm in. So net taxable income by federal tax bracket. This was kind of cool too while we're here. So remember when we were looking at the healthcare stuff, we wanted to know our adjustable growth income, and that was because of IRMA. Well, they have this great little IRMA tab. I mean, I'm showing you this. It's not a big deal, right? So you can look at your tax brackets here and figure out, you can see that if there was another Roth conversion tool, which maybe I'll go over, that said, keep me in a certain tax bracket. So I could theoretically go in there and say, hey, keep me in the 12% tax bracket. I don't know if that's even feasibly possible with conversions, because I think I would bump over it immediately. Maybe I'll do another night on that, trying to keep under the tax bracket. Right now, I'm just kind of familiar. I was trying to look at just a generic way to get some RMDs done and see if the Roth tool was helpful. And it does seem to be helpful. But the tax bracket's on the side here. So if you look here, you'll see 96,000 of my income is in the 12% tax bracket. 103,000 is in the 22% tax bracket, et cetera, et cetera. IRMA does the same thing. You can cruise in here and see, are you ever going to hit the IRMA top level? And you'll see, no, you're IRMA over your lifetime. So this is saying, am I ever hitting that medical premium? And I am. It's always this last thing. I'll have to do a little bit of investigation in that and see, why is it the very last year of the plan? Hey, my personal opinion is I'll deal with that when I'm dead or when my wife is 90. So, all right. So that was a Sunday night thing. I wanted to do RMDs. I kind of wanted to, for myself, explore the Boldin Roth conversion tool and see what it's all about. Seems to be helpful. I love being able to compare the plans. I think that's what it really boils down to. My personal opinion is I think Boldin makes Roth conversions a lot easier, which I've heard. I've heard from a couple of YouTubers too. They say that it makes it easier to do Roth conversions, which seems to be true. So, hey, Sunday night, you probably won't see this till Wednesday. Again, I'm going to be going on vacation next week down to Wildwood, New Jersey. So, I'm putting a couple of these videos ahead of time so I can publish them while I'm out. So keep rocking, sticking it to the man Sunday night. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it so much. Subscribe and just do the best you can, man. Keep trucking. Eventually you'll make it. Do the best you can now, and then it'll pay off later. Later.